I'm horrible at small talk, non-linear jumps in conversation. I make a comment that like this was the original point or the original topic we were talking about, and in my head I sort of connected it to like something way over there, and then I say that that connection I've made, the other person is like, what? Or they don't understand at all where I got that. It seems like totally outside of what we're talking about, and they think I'm incredibly weird. Really strong sense of empathy, and we feel other people's feelings. I'm talking specifically about times where my empathy went sort of way overboard. I just had so much pain in that moment. I'm not saying that that's really a good thing. Having that much empathy is necessarily healthy. When no one else is speaking up for the truth of the situation and somebody is getting hurt that doesn't deserve it, I freak out. I majored in neuroscience, which I had quite a few pretty difficult classes with some very complicated topics that we were learning. I would study at home with my textbook, and I would just, go so deep into the material and learn it so well and so thoroughly. And then I would go to class, and if ever we were supposed to go in a group to do like a group assignment, anything where we were applying the material and working collaboratively on something, almost every time I must have come off to my peers as being utterly useless, and you would think that I hadn't learned any of this stuff. It's just like I can't access that bank of information that I've learned so well. And I bet some people would say that this is social anxiety. I think it's that INFJs are like a sponge for interpreting other people's emotions and other people's personalities, and just like analyzing people on a very deep abstract level. So if you put me in a group of people that I don't know very well, it's all a lot of new interpersonal data or stimulation. That sounds weird. I can't work well in groups. I find that I'm only able to get anything done or think for myself when I am totally alone. That's when I'm the most productive. It's more than just being bad at lying. I physically cannot lie. It's just not something I can do, even when it's like a white lie or something that's not really a big deal. I can't. When I was a kid, I remember going to the grocery store with my mom. While we're shopping, she would take something out of the cart and start eating it before we buy it, before we've gone through the checkout line. And I remember having a breakdown I would be like, Mom, you can't eat that. Like, we didn't buy it yet. And she'd be like, Katie, it's not a big deal. Like, we're about to buy it. I'm allowed to do this. That memory sticks in my mind because I know it really hurt my feelings that my mom would do that, and I felt like we were cheating the system somehow. In my life now, this comes up again and again, like with my friends. I didn't even have a purse until I think I was maybe 22. Finally now, being an adult last year, I got myself this nice bag, and I like that it's crossbody, so I don't know what it is. It's this feeling of like, if I needed to run somewhere or like climb a tree or something, and I was holding this big bag of stuff, it would kind of hinder me. I don't like a whole lot of accessories or things on my body because I like to simplify things, and I don't know, that's just like this feeling I've had about bags. I've just never liked them. So luckily this one, because it's crossbody, it just sort of stays on me, and it's small and black and it's simple, and that's literally the only bag that I have. One type of pen that I use, and I've tried every pen, and I just find that the G2 0.07 millimeter in blue is my favorite pen. I'll find whatever thing I find is like the highest quality or the most efficient, or just overall it's the best option for me, and I'll just keep repurchasing that item, whatever it is, like for years. A whole lot of information up here, and funnel it down into its most simplified, most meaningful, most like true form. We're always trying to simplify. We like our environment to be structured in a sense that we can sort of reduce all this information down into one main point. So it's like I'm trying to reduce all the options for kinds of pens, and I come to the bottom and I pick this one. And I've done my investigation up here, I've brought it down here, and now I can't see any other option but this pen because I believe this is the truth. And then it's just like cemented that way in my brain. When I'm talking to somebody and I'm engaging with them, so I think my stare is me trying to really almost, I want to say consume, like my eyes are trying to consume this being in front of me on a psychological, emotional, almost existential level. Like, what is the meaning of you? There's a sort of a receptive quality to it, I think. Each eye is like a deep well waiting to be filled by you, the person in front of me. It's not a stare, like, I think that's what's weird about it. It's like, my eyes are not telling you anything about me. They're more of a receiver to you. And I think that's what the stare is, and people can feel like I'm seeing their soul or seeing through them or something like that. I know that I have a tendency to do that, and once I became aware of what that is, I've like actively tried not to hold eye contact for too long. In my head, often when I'm trying to be more socially normal, I'll tell myself, okay, look away. Okay, hold eye contact again. Okay, now let's look at something else. Like, don't listen too hard. It's like I'm listening too intently, focusing too intently on an entire being in front of me. So there's also, for me, I know it's my thinking face. I typically like furrow my brows, and I squint my eyes a bit, and I look off into the distance because I'm pondering. This is my come to some conclusion or figure something out. I just appear very distant and very disengaged with what's going on around me. It's funny because it's kind of like polar opposites, right? So when you're too present in that moment and your eyes show that, and then on the other end, sometimes when you might as well be on another planet, like you have left the building. And it's funny that I think I kind of switch between those two sort of states, and that's how it shows on my face.